Congratulations, job well done after the tricky qualifying draw. Just talk us through how hard it was with the conditions and with the wind.
Yeah, it was tough. Yeah, my wife didn't make it easy on me getting that 31st spot. But no, honestly, it was tough. We knew it was going to be very tough with the conditions. We know we have a good car, but probably not the ultimate fastest car. So that just made it a bit tougher. But yeah, happy we made it into the Fast 12, which was the first target of today.
And it's going to be hot as well for the Fast 12. Do you think that might work to your advantage now? How many changes do you think you're going to make heading to it, or are you pretty happy with the baseline?
I mean, I'm not super happy because we're like there on the limit. But I'm not mad either, so I just think we need to find a way to get a little bit more speed, see what the conditions are going to do in like an hour when we go out, and see if we can be a bit more clever than everybody else.
Hi Alex, we spoke to you this morning and you were pretty happy with the car, so how different did it feel to the morning, or just talk us a bit through how it went?
It's a lot different than the morning, obviously, with the conditions. So I think you're always like, we have a lot of tools and resource to predict like what the car's going to do in the conditions, but until you actually do it, it's still a prediction, right? It's a little bit of a guess. So I think that assuming we transfer, we'll have a much better understanding of what we need to get the balance a little bit better. But no, the car's still in a good window. It just wasn't really optimized for those conditions.
What did you kind of learn from that run that you would kind of want to maybe change ahead of later on should you transfer?
Yeah, I think all month it's been pretty forgiving, and that forgiveness kind of just went away, especially at the rear of the car. And just as the surface of the tire begins to heat up, the snowball effect keeps coming. It starts to slide a little more, and then you put more temperature in, and it slides more, and by the time you get to lap 4, it's pretty shitty. But that's the same for everyone, and you just gotta control that as best as you can, and the cars that do that the best are the best.
Fast run today. Well, I expect you'll be back later this afternoon. How did it feel, and what changes do you anticipate you'll have to make?
Well, if we want to compete for this P1, I mean, I don't know where Rosenquist's at, if he showed all of his cars yet or what they're doing, but it's fast, right? So if we want to go for that P1, we're going to have to trim it out more, and we're going to have to try to push these limits. And it's tough. I mean, considering these conditions, also, it's tough for anybody out there right now. This wind gust is crazy. I don't know. I don't think it was this bad for me. So it's tough out there right now. But our car is fantastic. We still have room to play with, but it's going to be a close battle, I think. I think it's going to be a fun Fast 6.
And you've looked pretty comfortable. You didn't practice this morning. You only did limited running on Friday. How much do you think it's going to anticipate it changing, and how comfortable do you really feel trimming it out even more to go for the pole?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be tough, man. Trimming out, when you trim out, you're getting 4 tire slides. You know, it's not front, it's not rear. It's just your old car does not want to churn. But we got to do it. We got to do it to get it up there. So we'll see. It's a play of the game. You know, you want to know if it's possible. If you think that's not going to be possible, you probably shouldn't do it. Because to be honest, I qualified 7th last year, and I was fighting for the win the whole race. So you can get it done no matter where you are.
Obviously pretty run, looks like you're going to come back this afternoon for another attempt at the Fast 12. How do you kind of balance knowing the track conditions are changing but wanting to make adjustments to the car?
Yeah, it's tricky with the weather. I think that's the biggest challenge here, and that's where I've got it wrong in other years when I've been to the Fast 6, and I've pretty much felt like I had a pole within grasp, and then the weather's kind of been the thing that flips everything upside down. So we're very focused. We think we have enough data to be on top of that, but every time you're out there, the track is different, so you can't really know. But yeah, I feel pretty good so far.
You obviously decided to run in practice this morning. How beneficial did that prove? What did you kind of learn about the car there?
Well, the practice wasn't necessarily something that we would electively chosen to do. It's because we had to put a new engine in, so we did an install, so we might as well just do a quick balance check. But we couldn't get a true cold leave today. But kudos to Chevrolet getting that thing tuned and making the power it did to produce those numbers.
And just finally, this day, obviously just talk about the emotions of kind of before you have your qualifying run, once you're done with each run. How does that feel? Because obviously you've got experience here now as well.
Yeah, obviously the run today was kind of nice. I've had some really sketchy ones out here. So I guess playing Gran Turismo during the rain day yesterday really helped me out. So, but yeah, no, I'm pretty stout. Pretty happy with everything. This is it's a fun challenge, I'd say, the qualifying format, just the one shot. So overall, I'm actually not too mad about it.
Hey Pado, pretty consistent run from you. Do you think you could have trimmed a little bit more, and if you reach the fast 12, kind of how much you're going to do knowing conditions going to be different?
I'm definitely going to have to trim to flirt with entering the fast 6. But yeah, my balance wasn't amazing. I'd say probably the worst balance I've had all month with qualifying trim. So we got to make that a little bit better and pepper it in to make the car happy around the four laps.
And obviously you were the last McLaren to run. Kind of, did you learn anything from Christian, Ryan and Nolan, or was it kind of doing your own thing?
Christian had one thing, Nolan had another thing. Ryan's car this month just hasn't truly had the speed. So I think everyone had something a little bit different. Mine was probably most similar to Christian.
Hello, that was a pretty good job, well done, wasn't it? So just talk about kind of how that run felt and the speed that you had in the car there to transfer.
Yeah, super happy about it. It was a great day for Chip Ganassi Racing, all 3 cars in the Fast 12, so Chip's super happy about it. I saw him on the way over, and yeah, the whole team's just put in so much work in the off-season to make this happen, and now we're here, so now the next step is just go try to put 3 cars in the Fast 6.
And looking ahead to later, kind of, are there any changes you're wanting to make? What did you learn from this initial run that you might want to improve upon?
I don't know. I mean, I felt pretty good about that run, to be honest. I think we've got a solid car under us, and for such difficult conditions, it was still pretty solid. So, you know, maybe we'll try to improve it slightly, but ultimately we just got to go make sure we put in 3 more clean laps.
Quite a different qualifying, given you've kind of just got one and done essentially for this kind of stage. So just talk us through kind of the psychology of that and ultimately how your run felt as well.
Oh man, that was, I'm telling you man, that was the hardest, Archie, right? Yeah, it was the hardest run in my career, Archie. It was ridiculous. But I managed to hold on, which is nice. We did a big first lap and it didn't dig out as much as I thought it was going to. So yeah, we'll move forward, but I'm going to kiss my wife when I get back because she gave me a very good draw.
And obviously, like, you're quite experienced here now, but qualifying day, just talk through kind of the emotions of before the run, maybe what it feels like getting out of the car, but obviously knowing you've possibly got to go again later.
No, I was sick, man. I was sick. I was super nervous, but it always is around here, you know, and even more so because you know you only got one shot, so you got to try and wheel it. So yeah, we hung on, so we'll keep pressing.
Hello, that was a pretty good run for your first qualifying attempt at Indy, so just talk us through how it felt in the car and kind of how you're feeling now.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling stoked, to be honest. I think big hats off to the team. They did a really good job with the car, adapting to the conditions, and they put me in a really good balance for the 4 laps that I could keep on top of my tools. So that was, yeah, awesome, and I was enjoying myself out there, and hopefully we can make it through the Fast 12.
And if you do make it through, is there anything in particular you maybe would like to change with the car?
Less rear wing.
Thank you.
Thanks. Hi Scott, just give us your thoughts on the run. How did the hotter temperatures kind of change the balance of the car during that qualifying effort?
Yeah, definitely a lot different, you know, from what we've seen earlier in the week, and you know, for a lot of us, we haven't driven the car since Friday, so you know, track temp is up, the wind gusts are a little higher, so you know, I don't know, like it's the same for everybody. I think, you know, Kit with the #1 draw was definitely good for us. I think the conditions will probably only get a little bit worse throughout the day, so we have to see how that plays. And you know, for us right now, we just need to try and make it a Fast 12.
And how much information can you kind of give to Kiffin and Alex later down the line? Is there anything that you've learned relevant to them at this point?
It's hard, right? Because you know the conditions changed. I think it's 2 hours till they run. You know, so we'll give them as much as we can. Obviously, it's an open book, but it changes so quickly out here, man. But hopefully they have smooth runs and we can all be in the Fast 12.
Good run. How are you feeling? What do you feel in the car? And how's the track conditions changed? Obviously much hotter. What did that do to the car?
For sure, it was a good run. I'm happy with that. Car felt very quick, just like Fast Friday, but definitely a bit less downforce now, which I was sliding around the track a little bit, fighting understeer, oversteer, kind of went all over the spectrum there. So no, very good run, well executed by the 76 crew, and I actually spent last night, I think it was 10 p.m. I was still on the phone with my engineer, deciding what we were going to do, and we made the right call, I think.
And did that change with the fact that you only get one shot this time? We've not had this before. How much did that affect your decision-making process and make it much longer in order to really nail the one and done?
Yeah, it's a bit of risk management. You cannot abort a run if the balance is not good. So we have to stay with what we know, what we have seen worked. So kind of stay to kind of the downforce levels we had in Fast Friday. With the temperature, we had a little bit less downforce, but I think, really good data point. And I think we missed the center of pressure a little bit on the car, but it is what it is. We still managed to pull the run together.
Hi Taku, just kind of give us your thoughts on your run just there.
Well, first of all, I mean, it's a great day. Fans are excited, and I think the team did a great preparation, and so big thank you for that. But unfortunately, I think our car was a little bit out the window. Didn't really pull as we expected, so we are absolutely in the bubble. Still fast cars in standby, so not looking very good.
If you do get through, kind of what changes are you planning to make in order to make yourself a little bit quicker?
Yeah, we're going to change quite a bit because at the moment, clearly, it's a bit too draggy.
Ed, you get a larger cheer than most when you go past the main straight. How does it feel to kind of represent the state in some ways, having so many people kind of back you?
Yeah, I wish I could hear it. I certainly feel it. The love the community and the fans here give me is a big part of what keeps me coming back every year. That and the fact that I just love driving a race car around here. So it's a blessing to have such support and doing what I love to do.
Can you just talk a little bit about how that run was? The conditions seemed like they may be a bit tricky, so yeah, just talk us through how it went out there.
Well, I'll tell you what, I noticed that my throttle doesn't go deeper than what it was, so I really even look, I was like, am I full throttle? Unfortunately, it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about that. We just gotta keep pushing, and but the good news is balance is really good. So whatever we learned from race car to the qualifying, it definitely is paying off, and I'm excited for that because now what matters is the race, and that's what we're gonna keep focused.
And you've been here for a good while now at IMS. Can you just compare the emotions of qualifying weekend from when you started to now?
Amazing. I was sitting at the grid, in the car just before going. You're like, it's going to be my 26th edition, and I'm like, and you thinking you're already used to, and it's not. It's a new sensation, new feeling. This is awesome.
Hi Christian, just talk a bit about your run, how the conditions maybe impacted it, and how the cars maybe changed compared to other points, maybe Fast Friday.
Yeah, tough run for us. Obviously track temps are way up. The wind is up, and so it was definitely the hardest conditions that we've had so far this month, I would say. But just ever so slightly, just missed it for whatever reason. I did what I could with my tools inside of the car. I was able to stay flat all 4 laps. So there's not really, much more I could have done. But again, just ever so slightly missing it is just frustrating when I know that we have a better car than 16th, so we just seem to keep not executing in the key moments, which is getting frustrating for sure. Conditions, again, plays a part in that, but other people and other cars seem to be able to make it work anyway, so we'll have to go back to the drawing board on that one.
And we know how well you raced on ovals. Do you have an impression of kind of where your race car stands at the moment after the running earlier this week?
I think we have a good race car. I'm excited for going into the race, putting today behind us, and then seeing what we can do. I think we can move forward.
Marcus, good, reasonable run, different track conditions, very windy. Just talk us through that experience and how the car felt.
What do you think, man? You tell me. What did it look like?
It looked pretty windy out from where it is. It's pretty tough to get a sensation of what it's like in the car, but how did it feel for you?
Well, how are my lines? Tell me.
Pretty good. I'd say pretty good.
All right.
Looked like you were up on speed as well. It looked nice.
Yeah, car felt all right. Just missing a bit of spice there at the end, but I don't really know why, because we have a very quick car in race trim anyway, but just not quite it in Q in quali. But the balance was pretty on it, so the engineers did a great job. It's going to be a fun Sunday next week.
Brilliant, thanks Marcus. Hi Marcus. We spoke this morning and you said it was in a slightly difficult spot. How was that run? It looked pretty quick. I found something a little bit, but then also a bit sketchy as well.
Yeah, but we definitely found some speed. That first lap was pretty good actually, 31.4 I think. So that was quicker than we thought. But then, yeah, lap 2 had a big wobble, so I had to get out of it and sort of lost quite a bit of speed on that second lap, and then sort of kind of got it together for the next 2 laps. But it's just tough conditions, and you know, we've been searching a bit for the balance ever since we got the high boost on. So decent run, but very much a handful for sure.
And it's going to be reasonably close, but if you are going to come back this afternoon, what kind of changes are you going to have to make, and with the adjustment to the temperature as well?
Yeah, I think we have some balance stuff we need to do, but I really doubt we're going to be. I mean, we're still 8th, which is pretty surprising with our run. But yeah, I don't expect that to be enough, unfortunately. But we got some speed in the car, and that makes me really hopeful for next week.
Let us know how that was, how the hotter track temperatures affected the car. How did it feel?
Yeah, I mean, we're a lot freer than we had been on Fast Friday, so a little surprised for that. And obviously, we were a lot slower as well. So we'll have to see how the rest of the day goes on. You know, with the other cars right now, it doesn't really look that promising, but a lot can happen. Obviously, the wind can get a lot worse, and you know, as I say that, the wind picks up. So we'll see how it goes for the rest of the day.
And how much information that you can share with the hotter temperatures then with coming later down the line, Pato and Nolan, how much are you able to share with that?
I mean, you can only tell them what you felt, right? I think me and Ryan, from what I've heard, shared pretty much the same opinion. So interesting. I mean, obviously Nolan's 7th out, so he's out now. So we'll see how he gets on. He's been pretty comfortable on Fast Friday, so yeah, we'll see.
Hi Will, seems like it was a bit of a turnaround, especially from this morning. So kind of what felt different in the car, what may have changed to allow this kind of gain of speed?
It's just obviously a really hot condition compared to where we've been, so not really hot, but hot, which kind of went our way a little more. And it's even, I think Marcus, I know where he's at, but he did a really strong run too, so it's kind of encouraging.
What are some of the challenges you've maybe been battling this week? Is it kind of the car feel? Is it more just pure speed? Kind of what have you been battling?
Just pure speed, that's it, yeah.
Nolan, different track conditions, a bit windier, much hotter. Just talk to us how that run felt and how you're feeling ahead of what might come.
Yeah, it felt terrible. Not flat, not even close to flat. Big understeer on lap 1 and then chasing the tools, and I got to the point where it was loose on entry and then understeer on exit, so just kind of all over the place, and had to drive it a lot harder than I was hoping I'd have to. So disappointed with the run. I think our lap 1, I had a big slide that I wasn't expecting, and kind of killed the pace there, so I think we had a lot more potential in it, and disappointing to miss out on that.
And then how much are you looking forward to the next week and your second start in the Indianapolis 500 as well?
Yeah, very much looking forward to it. I think, again, we've been really strong all month, and so to miss out on a strong run today is just, it's just those little frustrating things. Like, I don't think we're that bad, but to just miss out on what could have been is really frustrating.
Just talk us through how that was. Obviously very different conditions to anything we've seen this week so far. How did it feel and how did that affect the balance of the car?
Was definitely tricky, a little bit disappointing to be honest with that result. We ended up trimming more than Takuma, and it was obviously the wrong call. I couldn't keep it flat through 3 just because of the wind blowing me off the track, so a bit of a shame. We were tracking to kind of be around the top 13, 12-ish without those lifts, so I don't know, a bit of a shame. I'm a bit disappointed with it really, but it is what it is. When you draw 28, you get this shit luck. So.
Hi Ryan, can you just talk us a little bit through kind of what you were feeling on that run, please?
Yeah, I mean, car is really good. Felt really balanced, actually on the freer side. Felt like everything a fast run should be. It just wasn't. So I'm not really sure what that's about, but we'll do some more digging and try and understand it.
And I know you said it's been a bit of a challenging week, some challenges. Can you maybe just talk a bit about what some of those challenges have been that you've kind of had to overcome this week?
Yeah, it's just been unfortunate stuff. Like, you know, like day 1 was electrical issues happens on these cars. There's a lot going on. You know, Thursday we had a hybrid failure. Nothing the team could do about that. And then yesterday we had a gearbox issues. You know, it's not anybody's fault. It's just racing. You know, it's a part of it.
500 qualifying using the hybrid, kind of how different has it felt compared to what you felt in the past?
None.
Just kind of tell us, the weather conditions been a bit difficult today, maybe a bit windy, a bit sunny, kind of how does it compare to kind of what you felt on Friday?
Yeah, I think that was the biggest difference today, the conditions. Even though the track temp is not that different, the conditions felt different. the car felt different, less comfortable to drive. We missed a bit of speed, but hey, we have an amazing race car. So we thought, I bet I would qualify 27th. We'll see if I was right or not.
Hello. We talked yesterday, we anticipated it might be a little bit tricky during the rain delay. Just talk us through the conditions to start off with and how different that was and how difficult ultimately that made it.
It's getting worse right now, if I'm being honest. It was difficult. It wasn't bad, though, for me. I was pretty happy with our balance. Had to adjust end to end because of this wind. Having a ton of headwind into 1 and then having a tailwind into 3 is going to require some different changes, right? But I was very happy with my car. Yeah, it was right trim level, right balance, right kind of everything, but just didn't have the speed in her.
And then I guess looking ahead to race day, how confident are you then in the package that you can work your way through? It's going to be a long way to go, but I think you can do it.
I hope this isn't a false read, but we were so good in low boost. I don't know why, but we've lost speed in the high boost. We were really good in qual trim and low boost. We were really good in race trim and low boost, but for some reason we turned up the boost and we've lost some speed. So not really sure exactly why, but we're excited to get back to that low boost and get some race running in. We were one of the highest passing cars for the little amount of laps that we did in race trim, so I'm very confident in our race car.
Hi Catherine, your best ever starting position here for the Indy 500, obviously in an entry that was pretty last minute on a team that don't usually kind of run the series, so kind of how proud are you considering all those factors coming into this?
I am proud, and I probably should be saying, oh, everything's wonderful, but I wanted more, and I think that the car and the team were capable of more. I think if we got the opportunity to get a do-over, we'd be faster, but I also feel like we were super unlucky getting 33rd draw, and then with the heat and the track temps being the hottest they were for qualifying and the wind being as high as it was, I think it was probably a solid run given all of the variables that you mentioned too.
And you've only got 2 days left of practice, obviously shorter practice as well. How much work do you need to do for the race car to put it in a position for next Sunday?
I think the race car's good. I think the work is honestly more on my side now. And that's just like timing runs and, you know, being in a train, and we haven't done much traffic running, so I just need to get comfortable at that again and figure out how I'm going to pass these guys and how to make the 500 miles go as smoothly as possible.
Mick, obviously this was your first kind of time with the boost. I mean, when you first came here you maybe weren't overawed by the speed, but kind of when that boost has turned up, how different does it feel?
You know, actually I was surprised about it. It didn't feel massively different. You know, it's obviously you have to adjust your turning points and stuff, and I was talking to a couple of guys about it, and they all said the same. They said like since the windscreen is there, you don't feel that boost as much anymore, which I can totally understand. And I mean, like, you know, one of the things as a driver when you don't have the windscreen, the buffeting and the lift that you get from a helmet was impressive. I mean, like it's really crazy, and I can imagine it was insane here. So obviously that's where maybe that feeling for the speed becomes a bit less, a bit smaller, but nonetheless it's like you're so on the limit, and these cars are so great to be on the limit that you know, it feels amazing. Yeah.
Graham, you seem pretty disappointed with your run. Thought you could have gone a bit quicker. Maybe where did the speed go for your run?
Yeah, I'm just baffled. You know, I don't really have an answer. Like I can't sit and say, oh well, you know, we expected this. We didn't expect this at all. So I honestly have no clue. I mean, 2 hours ago we ran, and okay, it's cooler conditions, but we're also running very conservative on the fuel trim and stuff, and it was it was fast. So I have no clue where the hell that comes from, to be honest.
I guess the last few years qualifying has been pretty difficult for you. Were you confident that the team could have made a step forward?
Oh yeah. I mean, I had a lot of confidence today. I had zero concerns whatsoever. So yeah, I'm quite shocked.
Hello. Guys, this is pretty cool, this place. I mean, it's our first time here, your first time racing here. How does this qualifying weekend kind of compare to anything that you've ever done so far?
Obviously just been building up to it with the team. It's been one of our weak spots, this track, or for the team the last few years, so I feel like we've found a better race package. Qualifying, so for some reason can't figure that out. We're still pretty far back, but you know, it's the race that counts. So
otherwise, it's just been really fun building up to this this week with qualifying and trying to learn as much as possible at the same time. For me, obviously, first time here, but it's just been an awesome experience so far.
And what does it feel like with the boost, obviously, compared to anything you've kind of driven before? I know you obviously did ovals in Indy next, you did Phoenix, but what is this like with the boost up, kind of sensations-wise in the car?
It's kind of when you go in a electric Porsche and you go from 0 to 100. It just feels like that when you're in third gear and turning the boost up for the qualifying lap. So it's pretty crazy. You can really feel it, but yeah, I mean it's cool. It's a different sensation compared to anything else. So obviously it's been fun so far.
Hi Jacob, obviously this weekend last year was pretty difficult for you. You knew you were going to be in the field, but kind of how does it feel to finally officially qualify for the race?
Yeah, it's bittersweet. I mean, I feel like we had such a better car than we just showed on those 4 laps. You know, at the end of the day, we are in the race, and everybody's done a very, very good job to get us to this point, but, feel like we could have been a lot further up the grid for sure. So, yeah, a bit bittersweet, but happy to be here.
Don't have much practice left. Kind of how do you feel with the race car now? That's the focus. How much work do you need to do on Monday and Friday to get that in the right window?
Yeah, that's been the vast majority of what we've done all week. So I feel a lot more comfortable about that for sure. So yeah, excited to get back into race trim, and we'll see if we can move forward a bit.
Hi Stingray, just talk us through what happened.
Yeah, disaster doesn't sum it up enough. We had everything, man. We had oversteer, we had understeer. That's the worst car I think I've driven around this place, which is unfortunate, because if you asked me how I thought my quali car was this morning, I would have said pretty good. Felt confident we were going to get in the fast 12s. I have no idea what went wrong. So I'm concerned at the moment because I don't have a reason why. I don't know how we got it so far off track. It wasn't like we took a big risk, I don't think, and there was no reason to. So yeah, really concerned at the moment.
And then does that kind of lose a bit of confidence looking forward towards race day as well, or do you think you'll be able to figure it out and then go back to where the race trim was on Thursday?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I was confident this morning. I don't know where it went wrong, so I am concerned. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it was so bad, but I'm hoping that when we put downforce back on the car, it comes alive. We should have had a better car than that today.